We should have the Thunderbirds tune going while we're doing
Oh, copyright, David, David, copyright, behave yourself.
Hello,
Anyway,
Jerry and Sylvia Anderson on my back, eh? Yeah.
I'm just sorting out Facebook.
I used to really enjoy what was that program that they made? Space 1999 about the UFOs. Oh no, that wasn't it. That was no, it was UFO. It was the one where Colonel Straker, white-haired guy, he used to wear the white suits and all, and on, and
You young black scary old boy.
his office went down and all the rest of it. I thought it was great.
Anyway, let's have a quick look who's on. Reagan Elite, welcome aboard, folks. Check out Reagan's channel. Aki's, Mags, Rebecca, Woodpet. Who else we got? Jeanette, Millie, Eddie, Struthers, Aki's.
And everybody else.
Let's
And everybody else.
Facebookers in yet. Avril Lamb's in for Facebook. Stephen Kelly's in for Facebook. Francis McKenna's in for Facebook. Folks, wee announcement. Thanks very much. We've just broke the 2,000 subscriber mark. Thank you.
Yes, which is thanks, guys. Because as I was trying to tell everybody that I went on, is that when we get more subscribers, we're talking about a lot more subscribers than 2,000. Mind, we've got 2,000. That's good to get there. But we get more subscribers, it changes the numbers that go into the algorithm, and it changes the amount of money that gets spilt out from advertising. So if we can keep raising that number, we get more money out, and therefore more money goes to the food banks. Simple as that.
Afternoon, Nancy. Good afternoon, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, we're going to be talking about Germany today, my darling. Yes. Actually, it's the first subject up, David. But we've got a wee bit to go yet. And it'll be interesting, Elizabeth. I'm sure you'll enjoy that section because we're looking on a bit and all, actually. But once we're over the 100 mark, we'll get underway. Aye, so 2,000 subscribers, David. Brilliant, huh?
It's very good, but just take it as being a waypoint. That's it. We've got ye far, great, fine, but let's go further. Yeah.
Target 3,000. So if you haven't already, folks, please subscribe. Hit the like button. That also helps with the algorithm.
Thanks, Avril. Thanks, Avril, for the fantastic viewing figures. The question I should ask you, is your feet dry yet?
Right.
Only kidding. Only kidding, then. Only kidding.
We're up over 100 marks, so let's get going. Okay, Glasgow University rector denied access to Germany as German state shuts down the pro-peace and reconciliation group, the Palestinian Congress.
Now, this was Dr. Ghassan Abu Sitta, who was a reconstructive surgery expert. And, he was going to give a talk in Germany, make a speech in Germany, but he was denied access to the country, as was Yanis Varoufakis. So would you like to take it from there, David?
I will. As you know, Dr. Sitta is one of the world's most preeminent reconstructive surgeons. He specialises in war injuries. Now, he was going to tell the Palestinian Congress of the horrors that he had witnessed himself while being in Palestine. He's worked in Palestine and Yemen and areas like that over the last 25 years. But he was in Palestine at the beginning of the conflict in October. And he was going to be telling these people about a young lassie who was covered in shrapnel, and he had no anaesthetic. So he was having to take the shrapnel out of this young lassie without any anaesthetic. He says he was crying, the father was crying, the wee lassie was screaming. He was going to tell the Congress of the horrors. Now remember, Dr. Sitta's submission to South Africa was read out in South Africa's presentation to the International Court of Justice on the probable cause case for genocide in Gaza. So, really preeminent guy, same as Yanis, and multiple others. Now, what happened was the Congress started their meeting in Berlin, and the German police went in and shut it down.
Ridiculous.
The
The German police were obviously being directed by the high Hegians in the German government
yes,
to do that.
that is the interesting thing, David, because we know that Poland and Germany show support for Israel's action in Gaza, isn't there? Like the rest of us, the German people support a ceasefire.
Yeah.
As we know, Nicaragua's got Germany in the International Court of Justice who are being complicit in this war crime, in the war crimes of Israel, because Germany is the second biggest supplier of arms to Israel.
Yeah.
Germany's defence, as you know, is that they owe a debt to Israel because of what happened in the Second World War.
Absolutely not.
They don't owe a debt to.
That should be a case of absolutely not. You have no way to gain redress for what you did in the Second World War by allowing them to bomb a small place like Gaza and kill thousands of children.
You know, that's Nicaragua's case.
Yeah.
What I would say is, because I know the German people really well, as I say, the German people might owe a debt to the Jewish people, but they don't owe a debt to the Israeli state. And we know that overwhelmingly the German people support the cessation of supplying Israel with weapons.
Yeah.
You know, as the whole world looks on in shock. But what the German state thought they were playing at was shutting down a peaceful congress of both Jewish and Palestinian people trying to reconcile and trying to get their governments to recognise each other and recognise internationally recognised human rights. What the German state were thinking about, I have no idea. But what they know is it's not what the German people are thinking.
It's the German state pushed by the weapon makers who want to make lots of money. And thereby it's all the blooming banks and all the hedge funds and all the rest of it pushing Germany to get the second biggest exporter of weapons to Israel, right? And Israel are the biggest user of weapons in the world at the moment, right? Then these groups of people, such as hedge funds, banks, you name it, and all the rest of it, they'll be going, yeah, no, go for it. Go, keep it going, right? And it's like, that's why I am absolutely in support of Nicaragua taking these bastards to court and hopefully.
It's time America and the UK was dragged into this court case.
Yes. But the good thing is, this will beat the fear of God up these politicians.
Well, David, to be fair, the German people, most of the people in Europe, especially here on these islands, we all oppose what's going on. Even the majority of Americans oppose what Israel's doing. Yet we are definitely being ignored by our politicians.
Yeah.
Well, in the Labour Party and the Tory Party anyway. To bring it back to Scotland, of course, David, item number 2, Humza Yousaf, Scotland's First Minister, makes plea to international community to come together to demand that Israel cease fire and that hostilities in the region in general stop. Now, as we know, Mr. Yousaf has been coming under attack for his humanitarian views. And what we're seeing through Westminster is repulsive.
Yeah.
You know, which leads us on to Anas Sarwar and his troubles with his masters in Westminster.
Now, that wee bastard, right? I've hated these bloody guts all the way through. But see at the moment, see his stance on blooming Palestine. It's like it's the one and only honourable thing the wee bastard has done. And that's it. Right?
Bit strong language, but hey.
Yeah, but the thing is though, it's like, you know, it goes with the old saying of if you look hard enough you can find good in everybody, right? Well, with Sarwar, that's the good.
The problem with Sarwar is he said he was going to storm up the party, but every time he's tried to get slapped down. Scottish Labour a conference. Now you'd think the party would take notice of the conference of the Scottish Labour Party, which we know doesn't exist, but anyway, they pass a motion demanding a ceasefire, Stammer, get yourself up.
Yeah.
And now Sarwar's put his head above the parapet again, and he said, hey, stop selling weapons to Israel. So Michael Shanks and the Secretary, the Shadow Secretary for state for Scotland.
Yeah.
Ian Murray, have actually told Sarwar now, shut up, get your head down below the parapet, and do what you bloody well tell.
Yeah, well, Shanks is just a new boy in the block, and he wants to keep his fucking trap shut.
Well, the thing about Shanks is he's pulling rank on Sarwar.
Yeah, yeah.
Sarwar's supposed to lead the party here,
Yeah.
and that includes the 2 MPs, but the 2 MPs will just tell him, shut up, you're back in your box, we're the boss.
Yeah.
Now, as we know, Pat McFadden has already told us publicly on the broadcasters. Now, he's the Shadow Secretary of State for Lancashire. Lancaster, sorry. He already told us publicly that the Labour Party will continue to sell arms to Israel. Did Sarwar not get the fucking memo? Did they forget to tag him in the memo?
Yeah.
That Labour were going to continue to sell arms to. I guess Sarwar knows that what's going on down that road's a vote loser up here. So he's trying to look different.
Yes, that's exactly it. He
But
realises that what he sees round about him is he sees other people going free Palestine, right?
the other
And
thing
he's
he's
going,
going to get is,
that's not what the Parliamentary Labour Party's saying. You know,
but that's the feedback he's getting on the doorstep. I mean,
Yeah.
Labour are in campaign mode. They're going up the doors, and the first thing people were saying to them was, well, wait, what about Waspie women? What are you going to do about Palestine? When are you going to stop? When are you going to support ceasefire? When are you going to stop selling weapons too?
Yeah.
So, it must be embarrassing for Sarwar.
Well, the best thing we can do as people that maybe were pro-independence, right? Best thing we can possibly do is tell all our workmates, our friends, our neighbours, don't vote Labour, and definitely don't vote Tory, right?
Anyway,
However, please do us all a favour and forget about the Fib Dems, because they're just a waste of time anyway.
well, as I say, Sarwar just, I mean, it's really becoming embarrassing for him now. Every time he opens his mouth, he gets slapped round the dish with the head office, and he's been told, shut up, get back in your box, you'll follow.
And he deserves that for being a fucking ambulance chaser for the rest of the year, right?
But more importantly, David, what's happening here is it's been made clear to him, listen, you've overinflated your idea already. I'm the Labour Party, pal.
Yeah.
You're a branch office manager, that's it. You don't get to say anything about policy. We set it, you follow. And that's how the Labour Party is being run right now.
Yeah.
Starmer's quite the dictator and very strict in how he runs the party.
Yeah.
It's something that was the SNP were accused of a few years back because of the discipline within the SNP. When they were under Alex Salmond and under Nicola Sturgeon, and we were very united all the time.
Yeah.
For the majority of the time anyway. So especially when Alec was the leader here, I mean, discipline was very tight within the SNP. If we look at it now, there's more dissenting voices now than what there ever was. But at the time, of course, we were in a campaign for independence, so people were united right across the spectrum.
The most important thing is in any situation, and I know this is pointing towards the Germans of 1939, where they say the easiest way to get the thing going is actually point out a common enemy and go, they are the enemy, go get them, right? Well, okay, we do the same. What's this?
Oh, Mark,
are we going to get a rant on Phil?
Phil doesn't even get a mention in my show, Mark.
Who's Phil?
He runs a YouTube channel called The Different Bias. The guy's deluded. He's an apologist for Starmer. But he was quite good on Brexit right now. But Starmer's been put in his place. He's been put in his place. Simple as that.
Can I just reply to Ice Ninja? Was it Ice Ninja? It's further down on the right hand side. Fucking find the bloody thing. I got my Ice Ninja. Yeah, look at it. It's about Who's plugged in? There we go. There is the Ice Ninja. Arsehole Hamilton always gets the seat in my area. Infuriating. What we've got to do is we've got to get see all the cuckoos in the nest. We've got to identify which of them we want rid of, definitely. Which ones have got a chance of getting back in, and absolutely target that area, specifically target that area. Don't wait for your party of choice doing that. As individuals, get together and do it. Go chapping doors and tell them the good story that we've got to tell, as opposed to blooming Hamilton.
We'll get to that in a minute, actually, but now, so we've got the SNP's humanitarian view of what's going on in the Middle East. We've got the Labour Party telling Sarwar he's not entitled to have a humanitarian view here, he'll stick to the party line.
Yeah.
Right. Well, what are the Tories here in Scotland going to say about all this, David?
Go on.
Well, the Tories here in Scotland, right, they've got nothing to say in a no position.
Yeah.
You've went
And
to
I left you that one because we discussed this one earlier. They have got absolutely nothing, zero to say.
They're even hiding for the state broadcaster.
Yes.
Was Alistair Union Jack and his lapdog Dougie Ross refusing multiple invitations for interviews on the BBC? Apparently, Alistair Jack got his arse scalped the last time he was in Sunday Politics. He didn't want to go back.
Who's a wee bugger for the Borders? What do they call him again? David Mundell, right?
Aye.
And his son. Gee, I wonder if they'll bring them out the cupboard. Yeah.
I don't know, but so we don't really know what the Scottish Tories view in any of this is because they went to ground. Yeah. Alistair Union Jack, the Governor General, is just refusing to talk to the state broadcaster. Dougie Ross is refusing to talk to the state broadcaster at this point in time. And it appears the Scottish Tory election policy or election campaign strategy is to sit down, shut up, and say nothing.
Yeah.
And to be honest, not a bad strategy after all, because polling shows they're all about to lose their bloody seats.
What about the Labour guy? What's he called again? For Edinburgh.
Ian Murray.
Ian Murray, aye. Well,
aye.
have you heard anything from them, Dave? It just popped in my mind. Have you heard anything from him at all?
Aye, I'll just tell you, he's the shadow secretary for state for Scotland, and he's just slapped Sarwar and tell him to shut up and do what he's told.
Right, got ya. Yeah.
Right, along with Michael Shanks, they'll just pull rank on Sarwar. But anyway,
Shanks is near right because he's just a new kid in the block. You know what I mean? So anyway, there you go.
Anyway, so that's it. The Tories, they're saying nothing because they know they're going to wait too. It doesn't matter what side of the fence they come down on here. It's not going to improve their electoral chances. If the polling is correct, and it's consistently said it for a while now, there will be only one cheek of the establishment arse left in that parliament. Because when you get right down here, the Lib Dems are only a pimple in the one cheek of that arse.
Good one, yeah. give me a good. What about getting a good?
Anyway, all of this carry on as seen Gordie Brown being brought out his script and dusted down to bemoan the strength of the Yes campaign as a third or fourth poll in a row shows Yes out in front, and the majority of Scots people want independence. Now, the SNP really need to capitalise on this, David. They need to win back the independence voter. They need to start shouting about independence really, really loudly now, because the polling's consistently showing 52%, 54% yes. It's climbing. But the SNP need to be making more fucking noise here. They're not making enough.
I think the fastest way that the SNP could get a return to where they were is to attack Operation Branchform, big style. And I mean get numbers of people behind it, attacking it, big style. Don't attack the police. It's nothing to do with the police. The police don't make the decision. It's the Crown Office. We need to be going after the Crown Office.
But David, as we know, we wanted a debunk unit set up a long time ago. They've set one up now in WhatsApp. It's about as much good as an ashtray and a motorbike.
It's maybe the way it's right. Let's do it. Let's have several of these groups pushing the Crown Office.
You fucking start with groups, or you and I will end up running the fucking things, and I don't have the time. Fucking 143 of them so far, you bam pot. Thank Christ we've got a good admin team. Wow.
Today Scotland, tomorrow's the world.
We mothballed 78 of them.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, Gordon Brown's been dragged out to bemoan the strength of the Yes campaign. He's warning unionists that they're losing it. So there you go.
Yeah.
So what's going on in the wider world is having an effect on the view of the people here in Scotland, according to Gordon Brown, and the unionists are worried about it. Okay, so
oh dear.
connection dropped off, David. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we lost you for a second there, David.
You did, aye. You're still frozen on my screen. I don't know how that is for other people's screens. Anyway, can hear you fine, so we can carry on. The last story I want to cover for the Scottish section of the show really is going to do with Shona Robertson, the Finance Secretary here and Deputy First Minister. She's warning Scots about the dangers to our NHS after Wes Streeton's statement on a further privatisation of the NHS in England. Now, she's wanting to know that the funding will be fair and continue to flow to the Scottish Government to keep NHS Scotland in public hands.
If Streeton can stop that, he'll stop it. If Streeton can upset that flow of money, he will upset that flow of money.
Aye.
Streeton is most definitely wanting to, for want of a better phrase, privatise the NHS en masse right throughout the islands that we inhabit.
Yes.
That is his aim. And it's like, if you can't see that's his aim, then there's something up with you, right?
What's interesting about it, David, is we warned people in 2014, before 2014, that this was coming down the line. They even laughed at us when we said Boris Johnson would end up being Prime Minister. It's not as if we couldn't see what was happening down that road. It wasn't as if our political leaders weren't predicting what actually happened. We were.
When you spend as much time under the bonnet of what's going on in the country, or even geopolitically, you see things snapping into place. You see it all happening. You see the jigsaw puzzle pieces. Oh, there it is there. And you go, oh, that's leading to that. So all these things we predicted. David's marvelous at predicting stuff because logically you can see what's going to happen.
Yeah. Doing it at chessboard and see what's
it's not a fucking crystal ball with a 9-volt battery in the back yet. No, it's just the fact you can see stuff logically snapping into place.
You see the patterns.
Yeah.
I mean, we all predicted England's move to the right and increased corruption. You know, it was bound to happen. Yeah. Now, as I say, Shona's worried about the NHS and the funding model that we have at the moment. She's looking for guarantees for an incoming Labour government. Now, which moves us on to doing that road, actually. And the story that popped out and hit us right between the eyes, and I went, wow. On a week where Wes Streeton is attacking middle-class lefties who want to keep the NHS in public hands, we find out that Mr. Streeton has a conflict of interests because he's been receiving funds to the tune of 175,000 in donations from a guy called Peter Hearn, who runs a couple of companies who recruit people, a medical staff for the private healthcare firms. Do you see a link there, David?
Well, if I think my cat's seen the blooming link there, right?
I think so.
So you know, plus the fact that Peter Hearn, I believe there's a hedge fund involved, or he actually owns part of a hedge fund, right?
He owns a recruitment company.
No, but apart from that, with a hedge fund, he's pushing money into areas where it will give a return, right?
Yeah.
And if you've got a politician there, West Streeton, that's looking to actually privatise the NHS, my goodness me, what a profitable place to put money into. Yeah.
Yeah, but David, if you think about the other side of his business, where he recruits people and medical staff for the private healthcare sector, West Streeton's talking about getting to work to private healthcare. This guy's poaching people for the NHS to work in private healthcare. See the link? You know, there's a conflict of interest there, and in any other state, that would be called fucking corruption.
Yeah. It is corruption. It is the situation where there should be a revolution about to take place. There are all sorts of things where there should be a revolution taking place. Not that I'm pushing a revolution, but it is blooming. It's you look at it and you go, why are people not blooming at the front door of the Westminster and blooming saying, "Come out,
But
come out till we deal with you," you know?
What's interesting is how blatantly obvious it is. And red Tory, blue Tory, it's just corruption.
Yeah, it is corruption. Of course it is.
It's also insider trading.
Yeah.
As we've seen with Sunak and his crew.
Yeah.
Right, this next one's a cracker, David. We may as well. Dead cat on the table alert.
Poor me, Angela. Eh? And she definitely is a dead cat at the moment.
Oh, Red Queen's tax tax affairs under scrutiny by the Daily Mail and being pushed by some desperate Tories. Now, folks, the reason why this is a dead cat is there's a statute of limitations on diddling your capital gains, and it's only 12 months if a taxman doesn't catch you. So basically, the Manchester police are wasting their time because whatever it is they're looking into, they just cannot prosecute them.
But yet again, do you also not see a link up between her, the police investigation, and Nicola Sturgeon,
Okay,
the police investigation? Where's it all coming from? It's all coming from the Tory party. It's all coming from the Tory party. There you go. That's it. Yeah.
Never mind that bollocks. Where's the tent? Where's the tent outside Angela Rayner's house? As I say, it's a dead cat on the table, and there's a bit of hypocrisy going on here in the Tory party. Because you and I were discussing, the wazard that owns you, girl, owed the taxman 21 million quid while being Chancellor of the Exchequer, and settled for 3 million.
Yeah.
You know, the taxman settled for 3 million. Why was the taxman settling for 3 million? The fucker owed 21 million.
Yes, that's right. And you can put up any argument you like, but if somebody like me, if I went to the taxman, or I was called into the taxman for 21,000, right? And I said to the taxman, "Can I pay you 3,000? That's as much as I've got at the moment. Is that all right?" And the taxman said yes. I'd fall off my fucking chair. Simple as that, right? And yet, Zahawi owed 21 million, fair and square. He was banged to rights, and it was do not pass go, do not collect 200 quid, go directly to jail. He did a deal for 3 million and he got away with it. That's not on. That's not on at all.
Angela Rayner may be guilty of avoiding 3.5 thousand in tax.
Yeah.
Zahawi, 21 million, and the taxman settled for 3. Well, just had a Tory MP down there used £34,000 of public money to settle a slander case. They're fucking mental.
Yes.
Talk about dead cats on the table, but the hypocrisy of it and the fact that they're going after this wee woman. No, I'm no fan of Rayner. I'm no fan of any politicians, there's just something we have to put up with. But this one's just a non-story. And why they keep peddling this one, I have no idea. But as you say, I think she's a powerful woman. They're frightened there. David did to Nicola Sturgeon.
Yes. Yeah.
Right, and this next one's a doozy, David.
Ah.
Starmer slaps Sarwar again and pisses off the Scots. Starmer tells us all that he is a Trident fan, and so the Trident programme will continue under a Labour government.
Yes, and the moment he gets the chance, he will press the fucking button to
That's
blow
your
up poor innocent people. Well, don't forget, he was quite happy to kill all those people in Gaza. So why shouldn't he press the button? You know, it's like, yeah, right. You know, so at the end of the day, it's like there's absolutely no problem with him blooming pressing the button to kill innocent people.
But that's the interesting bit, David. The interesting bit is not just is he an admirer of or a proponent of nuclear weapons and a Trident, but he then tells the press that he'd be quite happy to press the big red button. Now, the question I've got to ask myself is, how the fuck do these people keep rising to positions of power? Because saying that you would press that big red button tells you that you're no fit to be in public office in the first place. But here's the kicker. The man's supposed to be a humanitarian rights lawyer, a human rights lawyer.
Yeah.
A human rights lawyer who supports a genocide in Gaza, a human rights lawyer who publicly states that it's okay for Israel to cut off power, food, water to the people of Palestine. And now he tells us, this human rights lawyer, that he's quite happy to press a big red fucking button of mutual destruction.
Yeah.
Some human rights lawyer that guy is.
Exactly.
Some humanitarian that guy is.
Yeah.
Now, see the minute a politicians ask when you press that button and they say aye, that's the minute you stop voting for the wanker.
Yes. To turn this thing on its head, the real reason why he has come out so strongly in favour of pressing the button is because Jeremy Corbyn voted the other way. He actually said, no, I would have great difficulty in doing that. And that was where the big argument came from before. So therefore, Starmer thinks the best idea is just to go the exact opposite way and go, he's a bastard. Right, hang on. Where are we hitting? Right, fine. How many people are there? How many million? Oh, 100 million people. Right, fine. Right, there you are. It's done. There you go. Right.
But really, people, see when a politician comes to your door, ask them, would you press that button?
Yeah.
See if they say aye, just say, I'm not voting for you, you wanker, get fucked.
Correct.
Or better still, ask them if the leader would press that big red button. And when they tell you, well, the leader said, I will press that big red button, then you tell them you're not voting for their leader. He's a bad pot. He's a mental case.
What I can't understand is why ordinary, everyday individuals state that they need the nuclear weapons to create a deterrent. I can assure all you people, if you consider that to be a deterrent, right, you're already dead before that deterrent is used. So, in other words, what happens is it all goes white and bang, and then the subs are told to head in the direction of whatever country sent the weapons to us and set them off, right? And those sailors will all be blooming upset about the loss of their families and all the rest of it, right? And they'll realise there's no point in them doing what they're doing, but they're still going to carry out using weapons of mass murder.
David, this is my argument against artificial intelligence. We're not intelligent enough to invent an artificial intelligence because we're still fucking that tribal. We're throwing fucking big bombs at each other.
Correct. Absolutely.
We're a bunch of primitive fucking beasties.
Yes, I know. I agree. I agree with you.
I mean, we're barely evolved for the Dark Ages. The only difference is the sticks are fucking bigger.
Yep.
Really? And we keep voting for bombs that say they would get the big stick out and whack us with it.
Yeah.
Brian, you've got to run. Sorry. I'll catch you later, mate. But really, canvasser to come to my door. Would your leader press that big red button? Well, fuck off, I'm not voting for you, you're a headbanger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? End of story. I mean, for a wee bit in the 80s, we were getting it right. We saw in the de-escalation of the arms race.
The Strategic Arms Limitation
Right.
Treaty. Yes.
And in the 80s and early 90s, we started to get it right, and all of a sudden it all went tits up again.
Yeah.
And we can blame ourselves as NATO started to encircle what should have been an end of a really menacing force.
Yeah.
You know, left them going with their own devices. You know, when they're borders, they're their own problems to fix. But no, we had to encircle them and make them feel trapped. Right.
No, you've got to look at these situations of, it's the old thing of follow the money, right? Don't forget, nuclear weapons or not, they're still arms manufacturers, okay? And those arms manufacturers are out to make money. And if they can, if they've got a country that wants to replace their nuclear arsenal with another 200 nuclear weapons, there you go.
Nathan's saying that the CND was big in the 80s. My wife and I have been CND members for a long time, but I joined in the 90s.
I'm literally, I would say, about 70 yards away from the main Great Western Road. That's the longest road in Scotland. That goes from Glasgow to Inverness, right? And the big black trucks, they don't always take this route, but sometimes you see the big black articulated lorries coming down this road, and you know who they are because they're black.
And that's because of the back road to the 84 through Calendar and that shop, because they normally take that back road because of the city, you know. That's why we always see the protests in Stirling.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Where the wee old geezer lies underneath the wagons so they can't.
That's the best way. Seriously, it's like you might think, oh bloody hell, that's you know, if they decide to be, you know, like tasteless about it, they can just drive on. You know what I mean?
This comment up from Sandra Wallace and on Facebook, and what it says is no windfall
taxes on arms companies.
Aye, good point, eh? They're making a fortune. Where's the windfall tax on the arms companies?
Yeah. Yes. Very good.
But so really, I mean, this willy wagging with the nuclear weapons, we were starting to get it right in the 90s, and then it all went tits up again. And new Cold War suits them all because it keeps the plebs frightened.
I mean, to be honest with you, you're looking at what's going on now, and a Cold War is much preferable. It really is.
But we'll get to that. We're still going to cover Rwanda yet, David.
Yeah, okay.
Rwanda bill to be back in Commons after recess. Sunak's confident he's getting it through, and he says he'll have fights in the air in a couple of weeks. That's his.
No, he'll know. No, he'll know. Go on, tell him why. Go on.
Well, for a start, there's no a commercial airline wanting to touch it with a fucking barge pole, and the RAF are busy. They're protecting Israel at the moment.
Yeah.
So they're just telling me fuck off. I'm not getting the manpower. You know.
But you can imagine the government minister saying, "But we just want a big aeroplane to drop these people off at Rwanda and then return to base." You know, and RAF going, "Fuck off, get out of my face." I'll tell you now, guys. Right? See the trick nowadays. Tell the British government, whoever they are, whatever colour they are, to fuck off, right?
Well,
and here, there's a pound when you get there to fuck off some more, right?
Okay, I need to cover this one, folks. Just a heads up, if your message doesn't appear straight away, it's held for review, and if it doesn't appear at all, then it may have been deemed inappropriate. Who's doing that, Spanner? Is that YouTube is doing that? Oh dear. There you go. YouTube's deciding what comments are appropriate and what comments aren't.
No, there's some wee guy in America, he's up at his bed during the night when we go live.
I don't know how that's working, because we're on a streaming platform. Being a spanner must be complicated, David. Thank Christ we don't do that job. So anyway, Sunak's telling us Rwanda is about to be, it's about to be a thing. No. But hey, what should I call it? As we know, no commercial airline has said to take it on, which leaves him just high on the plane and flying it himself, or the RAF, and the RAF are going to tell him no. They've already told him no.
But yet again, you've got to ask yourself the question: why is it being pushed?
Because
why is it the Tory party have to get like 15 people to Rwanda, right? And it's the most important thing politically they've ever done.
It's bloody red meat to the gammons, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
You know, it's just it's red meat to the racists.
Yeah.
You know, and the right wingers, the extreme nut jobs.
Yeah.
Right, this next one's going to take a wee bit of cover, so we may as well go on with it, David.
Yeah.
Iran retaliates against Israel. Now, Iran claims they were complying with international law. As we know, at this point in time, before Iran overdid its response to Israel hitting its embassy, and where was it again?
It was Lebanon, wasn't it?
Lebanon.
Or Syria. It was either Lebanon or Syria. I can't quite remember. But it killed a couple of their generals and diplomatic staff and things like that.
Yeah, everybody condemned it. Even America condemned it because the diplomatic corps is supposed to be exempt to that sort of behaviour.
Yes, when you set up an embassy in a country, it's by agreement, and by agreement, the land that it occupies becomes the land that the embassy belongs to, right? And you know, for Israel to do such a thing is horrific.
Anyway, we know that Americans said that they weren't going to intervene if Iran retaliated. Now, Iran gave a statement to the United Nations saying it was going to retaliate in compliance with international law as its territory had been assaulted by Israel. Unfortunately, and to be fair to Iran, they gave Israel and the world a lot of notice that what they were about to strike.
But don't forget, we discussed this as well, David. I'll just stop you if you don't mind, right? Iran would be watching everything that Israel is doing, the way they react. They've been watching them for years. They've been watching the shield that the Americans built for them with the Patriot missiles, and how they actually use their planes in order to knock out missiles sent over by Hezbollah or whatever, right? And Iran will have known what they could throw up. They wanted to make a point. You know, and you listen to David Cameron, he's going, this is dreadful. They sent up over 300 missiles and drones and all the rest of it, right? That's because Iran knew fine well the majority of them would be knocked out of the sky. They wanted to make the point very, very clearly. Yeah, carry on, David.
At the same time, I think the timing was wrong.
All right, okay, yes.
Because
I'll give it to that.
when you think about it, the world was hitting down on Israel.
Yeah.
Netanyahu was hanging on by his fingernails.
He still is. He still is. In a few weeks' time, he still will be. You know,
Western governments were turning on Israel because of the pressure to their own populations, and all of a sudden Iran strikes, and they're all renewing their commitment to Israel, even though Israel is still carrying out a genocide. So
they're all renewing. No, they're all renewing their commitment to Israel, so long as Israel doesn't respond. Now, I can tell you, Netanyahu and his bunch of fucking nutters won't be able to stop themselves. They will respond. And if that happens, Iran will go in properly with a land-based invasion of Israel.
Listen, I was going to say Iran was also a Desiree Greencat. Iran was also testing Israeli defences.
Correct.
We're going to get to that because, as I say, they knew that 99% of these were going to get fired down. They also gave Israel enough warning for the Americans in the UK to be able to scramble fighter jets to help take these things out the air as well.
Yeah.
So they were given plenty of warning.
Yeah.
And so therefore, there has been no fatalities in Israel. But as
Yeah.
you say, David, Israel being Israel and the noises they've been making will retaliate.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, of course, there's a wider ramifications of this. Israel attacking Iran. Iran is a ally of Russia.
Yeah.
We know that Biden's been poking Russia by taking Iranian weapons that were bound for the Houthis and giving them to Ukraine.
Yeah.
And of course, there's the ongoing situation in the Red Sea.
Yeah.
So it's a tinderbox, and if the Yanks get involved, then this could be the fuse
They
that
won't.
lights the fire.
I assure you, but the Yanks will not get involved. The Yanks will just pull back and sit off the shore and just say nothing, right? Because the Yanks are waiting to see how the Israelis do, because the Israelis were the attack dog of the American state, right? And they were the way that the Americans projected their proxy power into that area. When Israel goes, and I say when Israel goes, if Iran attack Israel, Israel's gone, right? It's gone. Proper functioning state, it is gone, right?
But David,
If Israel are gone, then the Americans would have to put American boots onto that area, and they won't. They prefer using the money in other ways. They'll just give the money to Israel to project that power. Well, they're not going to have that.
No, the other thing is, I think America might have misread the room here.
Yeah. Yes.
Because if there's one thing that could bind the Arab states together, would be America's intervention. And as we know, Saudi Arabia and Iran recently kissed and made up. Who the hell's seen that coming?
Yeah, but the thing is, though, in beside that, you've got the threat to the petrodollar. So therefore, you know, when you look at different Arab states who are beholden to the petrodollar, they're now looking at it and going, "I ain't got in a year or two's time, that's going to be gone."
Mark, that's the point we're trying to make, but I'll read it because it's quite succinct the way you put it. Israel's attempt to widen the conflict and draw America in could be the thing that culminates in the demise of the very thing they're trying to protect. Not just Israel, but American power.
Yeah. Yeah.
American power. Because if you remember, right, Saudi Arabia, in fact, most of the world's big oil producers are now members of the BRICS.
Yeah.
And really, we're seeing an awful lot of this taking place here. We're seeing a change in how the world order works. And America and the UK are trying very hard to avoid the change that's coming.
Yeah, America are not the powerful nation that they were maybe a couple of years ago, right? But here's the problem, right? America is a military industrial complex, if you like, right?
Yep.
And if you take of all the places that they've invaded in the past, right? Is it possible that we could now have proper corporate wars whereby their services are purchased in order to take a particular place?
This one's very true as well. European Jews and American Jews who hold dual nationality are fleeing Israel. They are fleeing Israel. I mean, it could be a big problem for Netanyahu depopulation.
Yeah, the thing is, you've got to remember this that some Israelis support the Zionist government, right? Make no doubt about it, right? And they're very bravado. Oh, we'll go get them. We'll destroy these blooming Palestinians, all the rest of it, right? Okay. However, there are still a lot of Israelis, proper Jews, that they go, this is wrong.
Yep.
you don't treat human beings this way. End of story. It doesn't matter what their faith is, and all the rest of it.
But
It's
that's
just
why
wrong.
we're very, very careful here, David, to distinguish
Yeah.
between the Israeli state and the Jewish people.
Yes.
They are two different things altogether.
Yeah.
I mean, if we look at the BAM plots that are run in the UK, they voted for them doing that road.
Yeah.
They voted for the BAM plots that are run in this place.
Yeah.
Democracy doesn't always produce good leaders.
Yeah. Correct. Very correct.
It doesn't always, and you know what they say, David, the scum often rise to the top of the pot first, but the good stuff's underneath it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and when we look at what's leading here in the UK at the moment, it's all scum. It's just in two different colours at the moment, red and blue. I mean, it has risen to the top of the pot. It's time the chef come along, scraped it off the top to we look and see what's underneath. Maybe what's underneath could be stomachable. But what I'm seeing right now isn't stomachable.
Yeah.
And that's right across the Western world. We are seeing leaders who are acting against the will of their populations, and it's no stomachable.
Well, we see leaders that are acting against the population, but are going to act against the population even more if we're daft enough to see them elected. So I've got one single way in my head that I know the people, the high Hegians and all the rest of it, right?
You're a chef.
Is the SNP. Seriously, vote SNP and let's just get shot at the whole bloody shooting match.
Aye, David, it is getting to the point where it is quite urgent. And it's time. I'll try to contact Seamus up in Peterhead for the next speak to the candidate job,
Yeah, yeah.
So anybody's up in Peterhead, get a grip of Seamus and tell him to get in touch. I did leave a message for him on Facebook.
Yeah. I did ask Mr. Flynn. He's got his own Facebook thing, and I was answering a question, and also what I did was I turned the comment into an invite. I'd love.
I've done that for their social media feeds, David. I'm just waiting a few of them to get back to me.
Well, I would love Mr. Flynn to come on the show. I really would.
Aye, wouldn't we all?
Yeah. The guy is a mountain ahead of any of the blooming cuckoos in the nest.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get Tommy on Tommy Shiller. Because his humanitarian stance on the position of the Kurdish people is an interesting angle that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah.
Most people know him for campaigning for this Poland to be released here in Scotland, here in the UK. The Poland that had been carried out by the Union.
But that's not all he does. But that's not all he does.
But most people know him for that.
But,
Tommy's got a great interest in the plight of the Kurdish people. I mean, there are many oppressed peoples around the world. There's the Uyghur Muslims, the Kurds, the Palestinians. We have the carry on in Indonesia as well with the Riga.
Myanmar, but yeah.
So there is a lot of this stuff going on in the world, and we only hear about where the fires are at any point in time,
Yeah.
But it's ongoing, and it's something that we need to address. And
worldwide,
the whole world needs to address it.
Yeah, worldwide, the politicians that we've got in place, there's something rotten going on amongst all of them. Mm-hmm. And the whole thing needs a bit of a shake up so that we get politicians that actually represent the people properly.
Aye, because where we are right now, it's a dangerous place, David. I mean, as you and I were talking before you on, I mean, they're talking about conscription because kids don't want to join the army.
Yeah.
Even if they seem to send a draft letter out, kids, fuck it in the bin. Can't arrest you all.
See if the kids don't want to join the army or the navy or the RAF, right? Stand up and applaud them, because that is the coming.
Thanks,
That's
Mark.
our future. That's our future. We need for these kids to actually go. I know I don't want that. I don't want to go and kill people that I don't know.
The step that we need to take, this was talked about earlier, David, as we wind this one up, right? That, I was talking about when I keep driving about AI and us not being intelligent enough. Well, these kids have got a chance to just say, no, violence isn't your answer. We're going to sit down and talk to each other.
Correct.
That's
Yes.
where we need to be. We
Yeah.
need to evolve from big stick, whack, 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 to sit down, bud, let's have something to eat, so we sort this out.
Aye.
You know, we need some adults in the fucking room.
You know, I mean, we can all look at the Israeli thing, right? I think it's fair to say that the Israelis that went in, or sorry, the Zionists that went in 1948, the majority of them are gone. They're dead
Well,
and
that's
gone.
an interesting thing I never mentioned with Dr. Sita,
Yeah,
the rector of the University of Glasgow. His mother and father were chased out of Palestine in the Nakba in 1948
yeah, yeah.
and had to
But
take refuge in Kuwait.
yeah, but still in all, the majority of the people that actually went in and fought and took the you took the Palestinians apart, which was ridiculous, right? They are largely gone, right?
Aye.
And I've got to say that you've got the Israeli Zionist government, where they've elected the nutters, and the nutters are sitting in there and they're going to the IDF. Go on, get them. Go on. 1,000 bombs. No, get them armed with £2,000 bombs. That's better, right? They need taking out of power.
Aye, of course. And the people with armour should never be allowed into power when they make statements like, I'll press a big red button. Now, James Connolly, this is a point I've made before. Forcing people into the armed forces makes for a poor fighting force with poor discipline. That's right, because if you don't want to be there, you're not going to be good at it.
Yeah.
To be fair, to be good at it, you've got to be a wee bit psychotic. After all, you're being good at being a killer.
Yeah.
I guess that's why the armies get good programming and deprogramming and policies, because when they take you in, they've got to deprogram you for being a human being and make you a killer machine. And then when they let you loose again, they've got to reprogram you to be a human being. Which that's something they don't do, so it takes a bit of time. Most people who commit the services are institutionalised in one way or another.
Yeah, my own son, he's just recently left the army, right?
Good time.
And I go through a lot of the stuff that he was programmed with, and I do say the word programmed, right? And I just go, that's a heap of shite, and I just go through it all. And what happens is, I'll give my son his due. He's got a mind, he's got a brain, right? But he gets angry. That's what happens when you deprogram somebody. They get angry.
Hey, you should have seen me when I came back to Glasgow.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, I was like a one-man time bomb. And class action was good.
So don't worry about challenging somebody over what they've been told. That's all right. It's what somebody's telling themselves that's the hard thing to deconstruct.
Right, David.
However, you get somebody like that, then you go ahead and have a go at them. They'll just get angry. They will get angry. Please duck. Right?
Class action. I'm still up at 0530 hours and on. And sometimes I go to my bed to bloody too. Right, David, you get something to tell our viewers.
Yeah, guys. Look, I know that all of you know I had a fairly major operation in February. Uh, I was in getting a checkup on it today, and it has failed, right? And the unfortunately the surgeon even came and apologized to me, and I went, oh no, no, don't. That's my body that you're talking about that hasn't repaired. So I will be taking a few months off from the Two Davies program. I'll be back as soon as I'm capable, right? But certainly I'm going to be in hospital for a few weeks from the end of this week. I go in on the Friday. I'm not going to tell you what they're going to do to me, but at the end of the day, you know, the surgeons will be very, very active with their knives. Okay.
Now,
Right.
David, are you going to be available on Thursday? Or are you going to be mentally preparing yourself?
I'll be here on Thursday, but I don't know what kind of state of mind I'll be in. I'll do my best.
Right, we'll make a decision on it on Thursday then, okay?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But one
Right.
thing's for sure, folks, you will be getting the 2 shows a week at least. And
Yeah.
you know, when Davey's not watching, I tend to batter in with the odd shot. You know,
Yeah.
and I see he'd be putting up the odd shot and all when he was testing his restream. So, hey, we're going to wind it up there, folks. Listen, thanks very much. Viewing figures are up over the 200. I see there was 167 on YouTube. But apparently there's only 96 likes. So before you leave, hit the bloody like button. Hit the
And
subscribe button.
please,
Hit the share button. And don't be bloody late!
and please subscribe, guys. It really does make a difference. You know, it's it's little by little, but at the same time, if we end up with a subscribership of maybe some 10,000 or 20,000, that's the way that we've got to go. Look, guys, I'm seeing the things that you're putting up, and please believe me, thank you very, very much. What I'm getting done is a bit extreme, but at the same time, it's going to mean I've got a proper positive end to it. All right.
Right.
Okay.
Let's leave it at that, David.
Yes.
You
Okay.
thought you were spilling your fucking beans.
Or whatever. Right. Okay.
Listen, put air for yourselves. Hit the like button, subscribe, share across your social media. Anybody out there whose MP might be interested in having a wee chat with us, even the odd Labour one if you want, so we can slag them off, put them in touch with us. That just leaves one thing left today, David.
Bye, guys. Bye, Davey.